Hey everybody, KC here. So over the years, I've filed a lot of stories from Portland, Oregon, especially during the years when I was actively an adjunct faculty member at Portland State University. So as I mentioned last week, I'm here for a wedding, and so I thought I'd sort of give you a little bit of the flavor of the city as best I can see it. Clearly, Portland has had a rough time of it, certainly since COVID. Sometimes because of decisions they made here, sometimes because of circumstances. But I have to tell you, compared to the last time I was here, boy, it seems like Portland in some ways is a completely different city, and that's a really good thing. I can remember when I was here a year or two ago, basically, I'd try and go jogging down by the river. There were tons of homeless people around. While I didn't feel unsafe, I never felt completely safe either. And the streets were really not in good shape. There was a lot of plywood on the windows and things like that. There was a lot of people who were homeless. There seemed to be a lot of evidence of drug use, and it was really a tough thing. The Apple store behind me, well, basically they were surrounded at the time by this barbed wire fence. That's how concerned they were. This is a beautiful store. The last store I think that Steve Jobs was actively involved with designing before he passed away, with a beautiful glass front. And they were really worried about it being vandalized. Well, now, Portland, I have to say, seems really clean. It seems like, at least downtown, and I'm only seeing parts of Portland, it seems like they've done a really good job of cleaning things up. You don't see a ton of evidence of homeless people. When I go jogging down by the river, it's really clean, it's really nice. On the west side of the river, you never see any homeless people. On the east side of the river, occasionally a tent. But it seems much more sanitized than it did a year or so ago. I think that, clearly there are still concerns at the Apple store. Instead of having a barbed wire fence, they have plexiglass around the store. And maybe there'll be a time when they'll be able to take the plexiglass down, and that's when we'll know things are really good. Listen, still a lot of problems. Retail vacancies, it's an enormous number of storefronts where they have for lease signs. And in terms of commercial vacancies, in terms of offices, there are buildings in this city that are maybe 25-30% occupied. A long way to come back, but I think Portland seems to be really moving in the right direction, and that makes me feel heartened because of how much I love this city. It's nice to see that they're making decisions in terms of the culture, in terms of some of the laws, to make sure that the city is moving in the right direction. Again, it's going to take time. Happy to see it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.